Hey guys, what's going on? So we're in the shop tonight working on my 89 Comanche on full width axles and 39s. So a lot of you guys probably already have done this, but I failed to do it thinking I could get away with it because I've been trying to figure out a way to do it. But after my last trip to Windrock, I came home with this. Not good. So I never could figure out a brace. Obviously I couldn't just buy one because I outboarded the track bar mount with this right here, so it's not like I could run like a Iron Man fab one or a stinky fab. But so I'm gonna have to make one, and I'm gonna have to weld that back up. But I think I have something here that'll work. So I have I believe this is a Cherokee track bar. Obviously I'm gonna have to cut this end off. I've already cut this end. I found this in my pile of stuff right here, and don't mind my junky shop. I'm trying to go through things in here, trying to figure out what's good and trash. But so what I plan to do is I plan to put this to wrap around the track bar mount on the frame side or the unibody side, and then put this sleeve in there, that way it doesn't try to crush it, and that'll just go right through. Weld that with some gussets right here. I did have to bend this in my tube bender just to kind of get it so the oil pan goes right here, and then I have plenty of room for flex, and I'll probably have to cut some of this out because this thing it will flex pretty good, and that track bar does need some movement. And I will be doing a walk around on this Comanche here, and maybe next video or something like that. But so what I can't decide right now is how I want to do this. So I'm gonna have to cut it right here. I'm gonna have to find something to make it where I can bolt it on and off. But Comanches don't really have anything great under here to mount to. I already have some unibody stiffeners, but I'm gonna have to do something else underneath. That way I have a little more structure, a little more meat to weld to, to put a bracket to. But yeah, that track bar mount is not happy. But anyway, let's get to work. Alright, just to give you an idea, so I've got that bracket, just that C bracket, just with the bolt run through this, get welded, put the gusset to the other side. I think I found a piece of metal that'll work. I always try to do the free stuff first, but I did some work for a guy, and he told me I could have the parts that we didn't use, or that we took off. This is a Iron Man 4x4 fab track bar bracket for a Cherokee. So what I plan on doing is cutting this off because I don't have any room on that side to incorporate any of this, and plus it'd be too dropped down. But cut this off and then incorporate these two bolts right here to make this removable. Alright, we're back in the shop. So I have done a little work. I did reinforce the track bar mount right here. I got 1/4 inch metal bolted in and welded in. I'm not done welding yet, waiting for it to cool down completely. I also have another bracket right here, probably overkill, but this is a 3/16 bracket that I bent, re-welded, and it's also bolted in, and it's bolted in on the bottom also. And then on the back side of this, I got, you know, that's where the old track bar factory mount was, but of course everything's moved forward. But definitely should withhold the 1-ton axles. But so now what I'm trying to figure out is I got this Ironman 4x4 fab bracket that like I said came off somebody else's Jeep that I was working on. I cut the bottom pieces off. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more, but it will go perfectly right here once I sand everything down. Somewhere in this area I got to line it up perfectly, and that's where my bottom side of my track bar mount will mount to these holes right here. So just gotta clean this up, get ready to weld. So here's my plan as of right now. I got the Ironman 4x4 fab track bar bracket on my passenger side. Then I've got 2 holes right here that I can use to go to the bracket that'll be right there. So come straight across. See if we can make it work. And I will be jumping from side to side that way because you really don't want to heat up these unibodies too terribly much. But so what I'll probably do is I'll weld a little bit, maybe do probably a little bit bigger pass than what I just did right there, and kind of just hop around a little bit and then just let it cool to the touch and start all over again. It may not be the best, but anything's better than nothing. So I notched that out with the plasma cutter. I started looking at it. I didn't really see any room for a gusset once it was actually in there. It's not really needing it. I don't believe I'll keep my eyes on it, and if I have any issues with it, I'll definitely let you know. But like I said, all the metal I had around the shop I like using the free stuff first. If this completely fails, then we'll do something different. But now we're gonna put it in for the final time, and I'll kind of show you what I did here. The paint's still wet and looks like crap, but right here I did put the bolts in, put the extra L bracket right here, fixed all the cracks in the unibody. Now on this side I welded this Ironman 4x4 bracket, welded all that on, And then I actually ended up drilling holes right here and put some grade 8 bolts right there just to kind of give it some extra support. Probably wasn't necessary, and yeah, the paint's still wet on that and very runny. I'm not a painter, but let's see if we can get this bracket in. And all the bolts that I'm using are obviously grade 8. So anytime you're doing anything structurally, just go ahead and get grade 8. Tighten all these up. That's where it goes into the L bracket right here. It's bolted to the frame. I don't know if y'all can see the bolts in there, but in this L bracket right here, this is where it goes into underneath the motor mount. It's just a little extra for peace of mind, I guess. I'm kind of shell shocked and scared I'm gonna crack this. So it may be overkill, it may be just right, it may not work at all, but anything is better than what it was. Unibodies kind of suck, but whenever you got axles that way half as much as the Jeep, I don't know. But another thing that I did, you always want to cover the shaft right here whenever you're welding, because if it spatters, welding spatter gets on here, it'll make it start leaking. So I always just cover it with a aluminum foil, tape, anything, a shirt. The closest thing that I have around me, I'll just throw over it. But now I just got to tighten everything up, do some more painting, and get the Jeep back together. Just needs a little tap with an adjustable hammer. Perfect. Get my washer and locking nut on. And drop it. I'm just going to get this snug right now, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back over every single thing on here. And I mean everything, my hydro assist, you know, steering, everything, just go over it, just do a good once over, just to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Got the track bar brace. Looking good. Pretty good. Got everything tightened up the way it's supposed to be. Just got to put my sway bars on. And you can see I kind of had to do some bending and sleeving of my sway bar right here, because when I outboarded this track bar, it lined up perfectly, hitting the sway bar ended up hitting my track bar, so I had to bend it out, and then I sleeved it, and it's not pretty, but it works. It's a Comanche. These are trail rigs at best. That's what I tell myself. Let's get the sway bar on. Alright, so this is final product. until it breaks. So I'm satisfied with it. I mean, like I said before, anything's better than not having anything, which I stupidly did for a long time. And it worked. Several trips to Uwharrie and stuff around here, but I reckon Windrock just really took its toll. But that's gonna wrap up this video. Appreciate y'all watching. And I'll be doing some more videos here in the shop. Hopefully everything will be a little cleaner. But appreciate it.